Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. A few years back, Level 8 got in touch and asked if I'd like to have a look at one of their suitcases. And this has been my go-to traveling suitcase for carry-on for the last, well, since then. I'm fortunate enough that I do get to travel a few times a year with work, and they said, would you like to try another one? I said, yeah. So they've sent over the Hegent. Apologies if I've pronounced that wrong. I've travelled with this a couple of times now, and I thought I'd show you guys exactly how it works. Now, shooting inside, because I'm trying to get this in the best light, it's a little bit larger and it's not the type of item that I can hang from a tree like I usually do. But quite topically, somebody did ask recently about some content with bags with wheels on. So here we go. Now, as we usually do, we'll have a look at some measurements, we'll have a look at some materials, and then we'll go through some of the actual features of the Hegent suitcase that we have here. Now, this is classed as carry-on size or a 20 inch suitcase. It's actually a little bit larger than 20 inches. So the length down the longest side here is 21.2 inches. Across the bottom here is 15 inches, and it's 9 inches deep, which makes this a capacity of 38 litres, which again, so having travelled with this, no issues whatsoever trying to get this through passport checks, and it is exactly the right size to be able to get this on, if you're classing this as a carry-on luggage. Now, as far as the materials that this is made from, there's a few different ones on here. There are some aluminium parts, and they've gone for the aerospace style aluminium parts on here just to make sure, one, it's nice and tough, and two, it's also nice and light. But also the outside of this is made from a polycarbonate material as well. Now, I mentioned the lightness there. This comes in at about 10 pounds, which is about 4.5 kilos. Everything on here though, it really does show you just how much thought has been put into here. This is incredibly tough. There's little to no flex in this on the corners here, or the kind of the high abrasion or wear areas. That's where they've got the reinforced parts. The wheels on here are ridiculously tough. Although on the flip side of that though, when you roll with these, they just glide. It's like you're rolling it on air. So on the front here, as we usually do, so let's have a look around the actual suitcase itself. On the front, it's fairly plain and simple. On the other one that I had, it had a section on here that you could slide a laptop into, whereas this one is just going for more of a clean look, which I really like. This is the black version with the with the yellow highlight here. There are a few different colours that you can get this on, so, and you can also, if you go for the large version of this, you can make them match. Turning it over onto its side here, you can see your main access point into this. Obviously we will open this, but rather than being one with zips that go all the way around and then meet in the middle so that you can lock it, instead this has two locks or two opening points here. Each of those has a 9-digit, 3-pin, whatever, you know, these rolly bits so that you can open them. That sounded really technical then, didn't it? And then you can pinch these and then they will lift up, and that will allow you access to it. There is also a rubber seal that goes all the way round here to make sure that if you do have anything in there, it's also protected whilst it's closed. There are two grab handles on here. There's one on the side here, so you can lift it up like a traditional suitcase, I guess. And these have these really nice slow closures on them. I love that Level 8 have done this. Again, it's just a nice detail. They didn't need to do that, but what it does do is it makes sure that this is always closed, because I have had a few of these that I've got out of luggage or wherever I've took it, and then this has been broken off, and that's probably because it was left open, something's hit it, and it's come off. So ensuring that it always closes is definitely a good thing. Now there is a second grab handle here at the top, and this does exactly the same. Can I lift this up and it'll still be in focus? I can do, yes. So there you go, you can lift this up and it also comes down too. Now, as far as pulling this and dragging this around, as you get with a lot of these style bags, there is this at the top here. This is your handle. There are a few different positions. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 different positions that this locks out to, and it's also that perfect width should you want to put a bag at the top of that has a pass-through on it, that you can do that as well. I know that Level 8 do a wider one where they come out of the corners here, which looks really cool, but it does mean with that one that you can't put any luggage with pass-throughs on there. Flip it over to this side and you'll see that we have these large hinges, and then we have some feet on there, and then on the back it's a fairly simple flat back. Now, lifting this over, what I'll do is I will open this up. Now, while I'm opening this up, if you're concerned about TSA, all of that sort of stuff, so they do have TSA locks on there, so if TSA need to get into it, then they can do without having to break anything, or hopefully, well, I think they still have to have you around to be able to get into it, but should they need to, these are TSA approved locks and they can get in if they need to. Now, whilst this is open, we've got this splayed open, butterflied here, and it does open perfectly. There are, as you'd probably imagine, there are 2 sides to this. As with many stories, there are 2 sides. On the first side here, now, this is the main section that I use for putting the vast majority of my stuff in. There is another section on the other side, but I like the way that this is set up. It does have one of these little kind of compression tabs over here, so once you've got all of your stuff in, you'll see here there is a little G-hook and you can slide the webbing through here. The webbing is also really nice. It's the seatbelt style webbing. Once you've got it in, pull it down a little bit, and then you've got some hook and loop here which will then hold that into place. Very nice. Had a few occasions where a client's been giving me some stuff, and you know, on other suitcases they slide around. With this one, I've only used this once so far, but I am going away in a couple of weeks where I'll be using this again. Yeah, held everything in place whilst, you know, you're kind of traveling. What I will say is though, and again, more of an observation. Just take this packing cube out for a second. So where this Y, let's call it a Y harness for now, but where this Y harness fixes to your suitcase, so there's a little bit of protruding metal here and 2 pieces of protruding metal there. Didn't get in the way of anything. It's just something to be mindful of if you're putting something in here. I know people bring back bottles or, you know, whatever it is that you're bringing back from wherever you've been. I'd put them on that side, mainly because you don't want them getting too close to this. Now, when it's open like this, this is half of your 38 litres. You do have the same thing that you get with a lot of these style bags, and that is that here on the inside, you can see you have these 2 runners, and that's the runners for the handles. But everything else is really nice. So there is some lining to this, which again, really nice. And I was looking for the zip then, but I couldn't find it. Where is it? Is it this end? There is a zip in here, so again, if you want to and you're really kind of conscious about the space, you can put something into the lining on the inside here, which helps to fill those gaps. And now Level 8 were good enough to send me some packing cubes, because I know you guys have asked in the past about packing cubes. These aren't, or at least they don't come as standard with the Hegent. However, you can purchase these separately. Really nice. So what you can get is you actually get them as a set. If I just take this out for a second, because I do have the others in this side. So this is the largest one of them all. Great for putting all of your clothes into. Now, for me, I can take my trousers, I can fold them in half, even t-shirts, if I fold them in half and then put the sleeves in. I won't open this too much, but this was the last time that was away. You can fold them in half and then fold them in like that, so they are just about the right size. Now I'm a large in most of my t-shirts, so if you're smaller than a large, you can fold them. These are great. And then on this side there are 3 other ones. So this one is roughly half the size, this one is a quarter of the size. You also get these little tabs on them, so dependent on whether you want one for your clothes, whether you want one for your toiletries, or maybe your dirty clothes that you've worn, toiletries, makeup, you can kind of compartmentalize them all, and then when these aren't being used and you've got all of your stuff out of them, they will all fit within this one. You can close it up and then yeah, you're good to go. These have been really useful. I know you guys have asked about packing cubes, and before this I wasn't really sold on packing cubes. I like to have my sections on where I put things, but having used them now, yeah, I kind of get why you guys like them, and I'll continue to use these in the future. Now there was something that I took out of here, and you get this divider, which doesn't really do anything other than help you to push things down or divide things until you actually look into it, and you'll see, so there is a zip across here, so it's just another pocket that you can move between things. I do quite like this as well, because what it also does is it helps to press down on the items that you have in your bag, so that if you do have any large or sharp items in here, it'll stop them moving or being pushed into the other side. If you're enjoying today's content, don't forget to like and subscribe to support my channel. And if you are a subscriber, check out my community tab, where I'm giving away this long range rucker as part of my 6-year anniversary. So yes, I'll leave a link for that in the comments below. But back to today's featured content. Then on the other side, so as you've already seen, you know, we do have this flap on here which you can open, and there are 2 pockets onto this. So when I open these, there is a mesh pocket here on this side, which is roughly half the size of it, so that you can see into there, and you can see, you know, you can get whatever it is that you need to. Whereas the one on this one, it has like like a shower curtain style material. So I think if you wanted to put any toiletries into this side, if I opened it up as well, you can see that it is the same material in here as well. So if at a pinch you're like, oh no, I don't know where I put my toiletries, or you don't take a dedicated toiletries bag, you can put your toiletries directly into this, and because of this this lining, it will yeah, hopefully keep anything in there that you don't want to spill into the rest of them. If I was to update anything on here, maybe an AquaGuard zip on this, but I think that's a small point, but you know, that would be cool. Then on this side you have more of those packing cubes that I've mentioned. So there's the second largest, and then here are the smaller ones. Now on this one, so I didn't pack this one, or at least I took all the stuff out of this purposely, because with this one you do get some of these dividers. So you can divide this up. On the inside there's hook and loop, and then on these there is hook and loop as well, and then you also get a secondary kind of pocket here. Good for your tech kind of stuff, but the one that comes on this one, it says that it's for your makeup, but again, you don't want to put that one on there. You can put, I think I've got one for tech actually, so put this tech one on there, put my makeup on that one, because you all know I love my makeup. Yes, I was born with it, and I am Maybelline. So yeah, that one is just a little bit different to some of the others. Then you come into this other side, which again is half the size of the 38 litres. Very similar to the other side. The difference with this one is that you don't have those 2 running channels where the handle is, so you do get slightly more volume in here. And you're not talking much, maybe half a litre, but of the 2 sides, this is ever so slightly larger. And then again, you have a zip in here. Probably not as important with this one, but again, I guess if you wanted to get right into the corners, then you can do with this. But I will say, I mentioned before, having had these packing cubes now, it's definitely a lot easier. You just have to keep on top of your clothes when they're dirty, and putting them away and packing everything up. is certainly a whole lot easier. Now I'll definitely say so far that level 8 are 2 for 2 with both of the suitcases that I've tested from them. The Hegent is an excellent bag, and I think if you're wanting to do small or shorter trips where you have a smaller bag rather than having something that you put into a hold, or you're traveling, commuting where you need a smaller, lighter bag, then the Hegent is perfect for that. Now I do want to say a huge thank you to Level 8 for sending this my way and getting in touch. I have a good relationship with them. If I didn't like this, then you just simply wouldn't be seeing this content, and there are a few things that I mentioned that I would change about this, so hopefully you'll take that as quite an honest opinion on how this works. I will say that I'm very impressed with it, and I would highly recommend this to anybody that was thinking of picking one up. Now if you are thinking of picking one up, I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from Level 8 and the Hegent and the other bags that they have. They have a lot of different suitcases, whether they're 20-inch ones like these or the larger ones that you can carry, you know, the larger amounts that you can do for long haulage. So I'll leave all of those links below. I'll also leave some of my social media links below here on Moorlander EDC, plus my sister channel, Moorlander Tactical. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. The one that I've been using for the last 2 or 3, different ways. So I think there's, oh well, they've clearly got a lot of, no, shut up, you idiot. Sometimes I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to do with my hands. My social media links as well, whether you're watching on Moorlander EDC or Moorlander Tactical. No, god damn it. You're not watching on either of them. You wouldn't be watching this on Moorlander Tactical, would you? Come on. It's that someone's cutting down a bloody tree. It's freaking 8:30 on a Sunday morning and I got up early so that no one would be up. Oh. I don't even know if you can pick that up with this. Hopefully you can't. You just see me shaking my fist at the YouTube gods. Now I'll definitely say and shoot. Shoot. I haven't done that in a while. I'm not sure when this is coming. I think this is coming out on the Sunday. I think it's coming out on Sunday. Anyway, whatever day it comes out, as usual, hope you're all having a good time and enjoying the sun if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it won't be long. The sun will be back. Anyway, cool. See you in a bit. And now he stops mowing.